Hey everybody, welcome to episode 22. We're going to do part 2 of the Katana review. There was a little hiatus between the last one and this one due to the flood, but we got everything cleaned up. Everything's all good. There's minimal damage, and we're very lucky. So, getting into part 2 of the review, let's look at the GAFC-EX Footswitch, which really unlocks a lot of the potential and the functionality of the Katana. Remember from episode 1, I showed you on the panel, you can store 4 different channel settings with the Katana. And this lets you switch between those settings via foot, because let's admit it's really hard to change your settings on your amp in the middle of playing guitar, which requires both hands. So we've got our cool 4 channels. We've got this 5th channel, which is just the panel settings. It's the panel channel. And then we have the function button over here. In the back, you can see there's different, I'll get a little closer here so that you can see some of this writing, hopefully. Here we've got a couple expression pedal jacks, so if you play with like a wah pedal or something, you can put that in and you can be expressive with your tones. This middle section here, there's a mode and a link for if you're playing with more than one katana, because remember, you can link them together and have stereo effects and things, and this has to do with that. But I don't have a second katana, so I haven't explored those features yet. So who knows, maybe someday I'll give you a 3rd episode with that. And then this right over here, just foot controller one, that's just how you connect it to your amp. So I'm going to do that. When I do, it gives me the light and it lets me know I'm working with channel 4 right now. And let me just give you a little preview of channel 4 right now. Okay, that's actually channel 2. That's what I get for trying to do stuff backwards. This is channel 2. It's got some reverb and some chorus and stuff. Let's change it to channel 4 like I said it was going to be. And you can hear the difference in the channels. See, we lose some of those effects. So you can set your different channels to however you like and then access them this way, right? And then the cool thing is this function button, you can press that and you will go into an individual channel to be able to change things live. Like if you're one of those expressive players with wah pedal, or you like to change things kind of in the middle, you can do that. You can see channel 4 here. It's pretty basic for me. I don't have a lot of things activated. When I hit that function button, it's really kind of showing me this gold writing up at the top where it's, you know, modulation, effects, delay, reverb, all that stuff. So you can see that none of that is turned on, but I'm going to click on all this stuff and they all turn green. And then let's see what it sounds like. All right, I heard the modulation more than anything. You can adjust the settings on your amp. I probably don't have those turned up super loud, so you can do that. When you hit the function button, you'll go back to this setting on your channels. And if you change something in this channel, when you switch to another one, like this, for example, and then I were to switch back, I would lose all those changes in my settings. Like the modulation is gone, the chorus is gone. It's just back to the normal channel 4. So when you're playing live, just be aware of that. But also when you're playing live, be aware that you can long press any of these buttons and it will become a lot louder. So it's just solid red right now. I'm going to long press. I get blinking red, and my channel is louder. It's still channel 4, that kind of clean tone. So a little volume difference. Again, if I change to a different channel, like channel 3 here, and then I go back to channel 4, it doesn't keep that volume difference. I would have to repress that. But if you're doing like a solo or something and you need to kind of rise above a little bit in that section, that's a great way to just hit a little boost real quick. Another cool thing about this, if you long press the function button, notice that's now blinking red. Instead of channels 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's really channels 5, 6, 7, 8. And you access those via the Boss Tone Studio software because there's nowhere to set it on the amp itself. But the Tone Studio is really cool. When you buy the Katana, it comes with it. You can download it, and basically it is it's like a repository of tones. It's really incredible. You can download your own tones into the Tone Studio and you can swap things out so that you can change things for different sets or for different guitars. And I'll try and show you what I actually mean by this. But you can download other people's tones too. That was one of the reasons I got the Katana, is I'm not that great at dialing in my own tones. And so I thought, well, with this, I don't really have to. I can find some other people's tones that sound really good to me. I can download those and then I can upload them to my amp, all via the software, right? And I can control the effects in here to an even greater degree inside that Tone Studio software. The Boss Katana comes with around like 60 of their pedals kind of preloaded, and I'm going to try and switch to like a picture-in-picture and show you some of what's going on the actual software while I ramble over top of it. So let's make that happen. All right, cool. That works. That's like a level up skill for me. This is something new. So, cool. Every video I learned something new. I gain a new skill. Fantastic. But let's show you the Boss Tone Studio because that's what you're really here for. So when you're in here, you can see that I'm on my channel 4, and it shows me the panel just like it does on the top of my amp. But now I can also see my kind of chain of effects, and I've got some other options in here to be able to activate and do things. And so channel 4, let me just show you it. Everything kind of takes place live. So while I'm playing channel 4, right, just kind of that clean like metal sound, I can switch to channel 2 here and note that, these settings kind of changed. You can see the delay and reverb is activated. Things look a little different down here. Some of these settings I might have changed just to try and kind of level things out, and then I can play the same thing. And you can hear that reverb and that delay. So really cool. Now here's what I'm talking about with channels 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right. I don't have those options on top of the amp panel, but when I hit that function button, let me pick that up again. When I hit that function button and I long press it, that lets me get to those channels, the 5, 6, 7, 8. So I might do, you know, and see, this is one that I downloaded. This is Rust in Peace because I like Megadeth a lot. So check this tone out. And that's pretty cool. And I can change it right to whatever this is. I think this is like a default one that was in there. Let's hear it though. All right, cool. So I can, change all that stuff around. I can go into the chain. I can go into the booster, the mod, the effects, anything. Let's check out the booster. It brings this drop down menu here so that you can kind of select which booster you're using. And you can see these are like all the different pedals that I'm saying. Remember I said Boss has all these built-in pedals into the thing. Here it is. Oh, look at this, Metal Zone. I love that one myself, right? And so I can select Metal zone. Yep, that's on. You can turn it on and off just real quick there. You can set all these however you like. I'm just going to leave it right now just so we can hear it. Nice. Okay, so this is so much fun to play around with you guys. I'm going to leave that one there, and then let's check out modulation. Uh, we'll take that one off. We can check out the effects. Ooh, what have we got in here? Phasers, flangers, pitch shifters, octaves, wave sense, all kinds of stuff. Like I said, there's like 60 of Boss's built-in effect pedals, and it's so much fun. Okay, so you can set all these up however you like. Here's a really cool feature. Up here, this librarian, this lets me set different like sets of effects. So the one that we were just looking at, which has 1 through 8, this is my Demos because this is what I play with when I'm playing Lord Demos, when I'm at practice or we're playing live. And so I can set up other kind of settings and like libraries of sounds and send those to my amp. So if I wanted to play with maybe a different guitar and it's got slightly different tones and I wanted to set different tones specifically for that guitar, I could do that like in a different set here. I could adjust all these so that it sounds good with like say my Epiphone, which has single coil Seymour Duncans in it, so it would sound a lot different than the West Creek Racer would with the humbuckers. And so I might like to set these in a totally different way and then save it. And then if I'm playing that guitar out on a gig, I would send this set to my amp instead of this one. And it's really easy to do that. These buttons here, you've got, import and export, and so you can save these lists, you can save all your stuff, you can save your tones. It's super awesome. And when you're downloading them and exporting them, you can use the Tone Studio here. And the Tone Studio is super cool. You can try searching by keywords if you're looking for specific types of sounds by bands or things like that. You can filter them by genres. I like metal, of course. And so here's all these cool user created tones. You can see who the users are. You can see, how many likes and downloads and things like that. And you can put your own tones up here. If you think you created some awesome tones, you could download them to the Tone Studio and let other people use them. I think it's really cool. So it's this, tone exchange is just super amazing. Lastly, there's some system features, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you right now. Most of this stuff is beyond my expertise and Ken. For example, the first settings that we're looking at here is these kind of line out settings, and you can change the distance of the microphone and even the microphone type. And you're like, Benny, there's not a microphone on your amp. Right. But it's like an amp modeling kind of thing. And so it sends the sounds as if these were the settings. So you can change through these different microphones. You can move the mic around closer or further to the amp, things like that. And then there's a lot more settings that, again, I'm not super familiar with everything. We can look at these power amp in settings, although I don't have a power amp connected. Um, Global EQ, if I want to change the overall EQ and sound of everything, right? Power controls. Again, my favorite feature on the amp itself is still that attenuator feature. I love it because I can use this amp for absolutely everything. I can run it at half watt in my basement. I can run it at 50 watts at band practice. I can run it at 100 watts when I'm gigging. You can get in here and do MIDI settings. I don't really know anything about MIDI, so that's not going to help. I've got the GAFC settings here, and so these can change kind of what my buttons do on the GAFC. So if I wanted to assign like different functions for the buttons, this is how I would do that. I would come in here and I could say, oh, instead of this, I'm going to have, it's going to do this instead. And it gives you a list of different options that you can do. You could turn your EQ on and off, maybe, right? So it's really cool, super versatile. You can assign these buttons. Data backup. You can select where to kind of send things to so that you don't lose your tones or anything like that. You can set your icons so that when you're going through and setting all your tones and changing all your pedals, they can look just like the pedals that you know and love that you've probably bought over the years, right? So just really cool device setting. I'm not going to get into that too much. I suppose you can check out the owner's manual. There's a version and all that. So that is the software in a wrap. Really, it's really fantastic, and I really think you'll enjoy it. Uh, if you have a katana, check out the Tone Studio. Be sure to use the GAFC settings. All right. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you have a great day today. Hope you have a great day tomorrow, and be sure to come back to the channel for the next episode. Peace.